Why do we age? Evolution optimizes lifespan. Why do we age? The simple answer: because evolution wants us to. Not in a conscious way, but through trade-offs that optimize the survival of the species, and through that, the individual. Some species focus on speed, quick reproduction, more offspring, and more variation. Others invest in different advantages, like brain power, size, or strategy, and longer lifespans may come with that package. Aging isn't random, it's part of a built-in system, a strategy refined over time. In this video, we'll show how evolution doesn't just allow aging, it actively manages it. Evolution isn't optimizing for long life. We know evolution can build long-lived species. Humans, elephants, and sea turtles show that lifespans of 80 years or more are biologically possible. If longevity were the goal, we'd see more species clustered near that upper range. That's what the green curve shows, what evolution should be doing if it prioritized longevity. But instead, we get the red and blue curves. The red line shows what's most common by individual count, short-lived species dominating the biosphere. The blue line, by total cellular biomass, is a little flatter, but even that drops off hard before 70. This sharp contrast tells us something important. Evolution isn't failing to build long life, it's choosing not to. That drop-off is a signature of constraint, a statistical signal of lifespan being deliberately held back. The hard problem. Evolution doesn't plan, but it solves. Its job is to build survival machines out of molecules, cells, and time. And the problem it's solving is brutal. The environment is always shifting. Climates change, ecosystems collapse, new predators emerge, viruses attack from within, food becomes scarce. Every design must survive not just today, but for millions of generations through cycles of drought, disease, and disruption. In that context, lifespan isn't an afterthought. It's one variable in a system-level design, tuned alongside reproduction, metabolism, intelligence, immunity, and adaptability. Some species succeed with short lives, others with long. What matters is how well that lifespan fits into a design that keeps winning. Aging isn't failure. It's a controlled response to a problem we're only beginning to understand. Evolution can build long life. In the last slide, we saw that lifespan isn't random. It's heavily regulated by evolutionary pressures. Now let's look at what evolution has actually done with that regulation. Across 4 billion years of life, it has produced species that live for hours and others that survive for centuries. That range isn't noise. It's the record of evolution testing every strategy it could. And the results are clear. Biology is capable of long life. Some organisms resist breakdown, repair themselves, and stay functional for decades or more. The reason most species don't use that ability? Because in most environments, longevity doesn't help you win. It's not about what biology can do, it's about what evolution chooses to keep. Nature rarely uses the tools it built. If evolution can build long life, why doesn't it use that power more often? Because survival isn't about living long. Most of the time, it's about winning early. Take the fruit fly. No armor, no protection, no plan. It's born, it mates, it lays eggs, and it dies. It doesn't survive, it races. In a world of predators and rotting food, the first to reproduce wins. Living longer wouldn't help. For the fruit fly, short life is the safest bet. Now contrast that with the sea turtle. It plays the opposite game. Maturity takes decades. Mating depends on rare beaches, seasonal tides, and thousands of miles of migration. Most hatchlings never survive. So the only way to keep the species alive is to try again and again for as long as possible. Longevity isn't just allowed, it's required. But for every species like a sea turtle, there are many more species like a fruit fly. We don't see longevity used as a survival tool very often because it only works in narrow niches. We age because evolution hasn't found a better way. So now we've seen it. Aging isn't a malfunction. It's not wear and tear. It's a controlled process shaped by evolution to solve one of biology's hardest problems. Lifespan is part of a tightly woven system, optimized for survival, reproduction, and adaptability across changing environments. That means there's no single aging switch to flip off. Instead, there's a network of pathways for DNA repair, inflammation control, metabolic regulation, all working together to manage the lifespan. And evolution tends to underuse these systems, not because they're broken, but because long life hasn't been the best trade-off for most species. We age because, up to now, evolution hasn't found a better way to keep us alive and adaptive. But that's not the end of the story. We can optimize for longevity. Evolution was solving for survival, not for maximum lifespan. And for millions of years, that made perfect sense. But humans changed the equation. We can manage our own environments. We stabilize food, shelter, medicine, and safety. And that unlocks a new possibility. We can re-optimize biology, not just for survival, but for longevity. And now we finally have the technology to build the tools we need. Real-time molecular sensors, like breathalyzers that track what's happening inside the body every 15 minutes. AI oversight, able to detect patterns, analyze trends, and regulate the control systems that keep us alive. Internal and external controllers, from gene editing to bioengineered foods, allowing us to adjust the system with precision. And with all of this feeding back into the human moleculome, we create a new kind of control loop, one that evolution never had, but that we can build. This is the new frontier of longevity science, and this channel is here to explore it.